telling you, 7:30 tops.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Heinz Report. This is where we bring you nothing but the source, and the source. And we've got a lot to unpack on this show because if you've been following anything that's been happening on social media, you will see that a lot of the evidence in the Jonathan Majors trial has been released to the public, and we're gonna go through each and every one of them on this episode of the Heinz Report Case Files edition. But thank you everyone for tuning in onto the stream. And I have Dani, who has been in the courtroom from day one, returning back to fill us in what happened today and to really talk about uh, these videos and bring the context back of what of how the jury was in the room and how the courtroom was in reaction to these videos. So we're gonna introduce her right now. Hello, welcome back, Dani. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm back. I'm good. I'm good. Today was another good day. I'm gonna jump right into it. It was relatively short because funny because remember yesterday we were talking about the social worker lady that she was deemed an expert witness in domestic violence and and the like, and we ended the day yesterday on cross-examination. I told you she got really snippy with the defense, and they were to continue this morning with her. She got up on the stand, and Seth got up there and said, "No further questions."
Wait, what? Oh.
As soon as she got up on the stand and they reminded her that she was under oath, they were like, remember, you're still under oath. He got up, went to the podium, no further questions. And then she had to get up and leave. She looked like, no $200 an hour? No, ma'am. See you later. No, and if I'm not mistaken, she got up and went like this. Peace. But she looked really shocked. Because, I mean, like I told you, I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. But I called it. I told you it was pointless. It was pointless to keep going on and on with that line of questioning because nothing that she was saying made a difference in what the jury and everyone else had already seen, because she could not testify to anything specific to Jonathan. She could have testified on anything specific to the way Jabbari behaved, but she didn't even get a chance to because the defense was like, this is a waste of time. And it doesn't even make sense to give her another $200 an hour because she's not going to say anything that's going to be of any consequence to this trial. So they let her go. She was on the stand all of maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and then they pieced out on her. So then the prosecution officially, said that they rested. After she left, and then the defense, now it's time for the defense to present its case. So they bring up their first witness, and that was Detective Ronnie Mejia. He is Afro-Latino, because when I first saw him, I thought he was a black man, and then I thought he was black.
That'd be confusing.
I saw him go in the back room. It's kind of like a back area where everybody tunnels through to get to the witness stand. And to me, he just looked like maybe a 6'2" black man. But when he said Mejia, and I got a closer look, he's definitely black Latino. But because his last name is Mejia, I would like to respect his ethnicity. So he's clearly some Hispanic origin, but he's black. Very muscular, probably about 6'2". Not that it matters, but I figure for context.
You're funny.
He is an NYPD detective in that 10th precinct where all the cops that came to the apartment came out of, and where Jonathan was eventually apprehended. July of 2010, he started in the Bronx as foot patrol. He was plainclothes for 7 years. And then in 2017, he became a detective. So from 2010 to 2017, he was either foot patrol or plainclothes. And then he became a detective in 2017. So he's been 3 years in the 10th precinct. He's gotten medals for gun arrest, meaning arrest of people possessing guns. And he got Cop of the Year in terms of his, accolades. He said he catches, they have a phrase in the police department when they assign certain cases to certain people, they call it a catch. And he says that he catches most of the domestic violence cases. His testimony was relatively short, so I'm just going to go straight through it. He met Jonathan on June 22nd, 2023, because remember, this is the arresting officer for Grace. Right. June 22nd, 2023 was when Jonathan decided to, try to press his charges.
Okay. So he was the one that was handling Jonathan's...
the arrest of Grace. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
he was not involved in Jonathan's original arrest.
Right.
He said Jonathan came into the precinct to make a report against Jabbari. His lawyer was with him, meaning Priya. He had a 2-hour call, a 2-hour FaceTime call with Jonathan, and he did not speak to anyone else about the complaint that Jonathan was filing. He did review, the photos, the videos, obviously the customary stuff in order to decide if he was going to pursue the arrest. There was some photos that were shown to him, stuff that we've already seen. The ones of, they didn't project it on the screen, but it was the ones of Jonathan's injuries that they handed him. He was asked, and he did confirm that the photos had metadata on them. I'm running through this really quickly, but in between all these statements that he made, the prosecution objected to almost every question that the defense asked him. So he pretty much, what I'm saying to you that he said is the stuff that actually got in. The metadata question got in, and he answered that the question that the pictures had metadata on them, but he was not allowed to tell anybody what the date was on the pictures, which is crazy to me because the whole point is to say these pictures that of Jonathan's injuries were taken within, let's say, 48 hours of the domestic incident, right? They didn't allow him to say that. He was just able to confirm that there was metadata on those images, but he was not able to say what the metadata was. What was the date, time, location of the pictures that were taken, which is crazy. But
wasn't it already established in the trial in the days before prior?
Right, but it would have helped if the jury was reminded that when Jonathan,
I get it now.
Right, when Jonathan decided to go to the police, we want you to understand that these pictures were taken within 24 hours of the incident. We don't want you to think that the pictures were taken in June when Jonathan came to complain. They happened between March 24th and March 26th.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they did not allow him to say that. They just allowed him to say that there was metadata, but we couldn't know what the metadata was. So the jury can leave thinking that Jonathan took the pictures the day before he filed his complaint because they won't let. Now, hopefully, when the jury gets their instructions for deliberations, hopefully the judge allows them to ask for that metadata information or get, all that information. But it probably won't even matter because this guy was just called in for good measure. But I don't really think his testimony is going to make a difference because, like I said before, if we needed doubt, Monday was the day. That was doubt day. Obviously, there was more doubt all the way up until Monday, but Monday was the whole day of doubt. He testified that Jonathan filed a domestic incident report, which we learned is standard operating procedure. It includes an affidavit section for the complainant, which is Jonathan. It's usually completed by the complainant or victim. However, Priya, with Jonathan on FaceTime, dictating to her what happened, filled it out for him because he was not in New York at the time.
Yes.
And that's fine. What's the big deal? If he's on the phone and you can verify that that's him on the phone and he's dictating to his lawyer what to write, it shouldn't be a problem because let's say he couldn't read or write. Let's say he was illiterate, he would still have to get somebody to do it for him. So it's neither here nor there, right? And it's even more legitimate that it's his attorney that did it.
Right.
But of course, the implication would be that she wrote it for him, and but he was on the phone, and Mejia testified that he was on FaceTime dictating to her what to write on the complaint. Even though she completed it for him, he was sent the affidavit to sign, and it was returned a few days later. It was returned back signed on the 26th. So he did sign it despite Priya typing it or writing it for him and him reciting what to write. He conferred with his supervisors in terms of, what the next steps were, and he completed an I-card for her arrest, for Jabbari's arrest. There was video provided to him via a drive, but of course the prosecution wouldn't let us, hear or see about it. The Mejia says he reached out to Jabbari's lawyer on August 14th, 2023. He said that on August 3rd, 2023, Jonathan came in person and he filled out the affidavit part again for the same complaint. He filled it out again himself. So even though Priya completed the first one, he came in when he was available and filled it out again on the 3rd. And so that's when they contacted her lawyer on the 14th of August. Mejia says he conferred with the Manhattan DA. And they stayed in contact, giving updates. And he said that they needed to close the case with an arrest. He said he told the DA that.
Right.
They issued a desk appearance ticket, also known as a DAT, D-A-T. And when you do a desk appearance ticket, the defendant is released at the precinct. So they never get, technically arrested, and they avoid ending up in central booking in the police station. On October 23rd, 2023, he took action on Grace Jabbari. That was, when that whole that nonsense.
Yeah.
He said he met with ADAs Perez and Galloway this Monday for the first time. So 2 days ago. So the prosecution's crossed because they knew they had nothing of value to ask. The only question they asked, the only thing they asked him out of all his testimony was, it's not normal to have an attorney fill out a report. He said, no. It's not normal to interview a complainant via FaceTime. He said, no. But here's the irony. You guys conducted at least 2 virtual hearings prior to this report being filed. That's not an issue. But it's an issue that he did a virtual complaint. You know what I mean? Did they not do at least 2 virtual hearings for Jonathan Majors about this case because he wasn't in town for the same reason? So why can't he do a virtual complaint with his lawyer present filling it out for him while he's on the phone?
Right. So that was a quick cross. Was there any redirect after?
No, that was it. He was dismissed off the stand. He was dismissed off the stand.
Who was up next after I forgot his name already.
Mejia.
Mejia, thank you. Sorry about that.
Next up was Dr. Tami Wiener. They pronounce it both ways.
Oh, is he the Okay. I'm sorry for love. Grow up.
You talking about Anthony Wiener? No, this is Tami Wiener. But they pronounced it both ways. One time they said Wiener, another time they said Wiener. I mean, I guess Wiener would probably be more phonetically correct. But I'm going to skip over her really quickly because hers is like really long, because I think her testimony was part of the reason why we didn't get to do summations today. Yeah, she took a good 2 hours minimum and a lot of objections, a lot of sidebars. Because
what was she testifying about? Was it about the injuries?
Yeah, she's an ER doctor at Danbury Hospital up in Connecticut. Right.
I do want to go into that actually, because I want to hear what she had to say about how that laceration behind the ear was forced. So I do want to go into that. But I want to talk about that call first.
That's what I'm just gonna skip past her because she's a lot. Right. She's a lot, and I feel like if I get started with her, we're gonna get sidetracked. So because hers was long to begin with, and then all the nuances of medicine and all that language. So I'm just gonna skip past her for a second and go straight to the third and final witness, which was Jonathan's agent. This guy has been his agent since he was at Yale. So he's been with Jonathan since 2016. He's 39 years old. He's married. He has 4 sons. He is a talent agent for William Morris Endeavor. He's been doing that for 2 years. Obviously, he was with another agency before then when he was, but he's been Jonathan's agent all along. In other words,
What's his name?
His name is Elan Ruspoli. I can't. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Let's say. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing his name right.
While you do that, hello Solo Dove, welcome to the stream. Hello Flavio, welcome to the stream.
Hey Flavio, you see I got my red on today. His mom actually noticed. She was like,
that makes sense why the chat was saying, "Oh, love you in your red." So you must have got a bit of a popularity for this color.
Well, it's his favorite color, and he's known for wearing the red hat. So then my thought was we would be in deliberations right now, like at this time. So I was like, trying to send some good energy, but it still worked out because again, today was a good day. There was nothing testified to that worked against him because again, these were defense witnesses, and the one prosecution witness got dismissed before the trial even started, the day even started. So everything fell into place again today. I had his name. It's Ruspoli, Elan, Elan, Ruspoli, Ruspoli.
Right, Elan Ruspoli. So he's of course a character witness. But I want to go back. Didn't they say that his agency dropped him? Like, what's going on there? Like, he shouldn't be here.
I don't know which agency I don't remember which agency that was. Was it William Morris Endeavor or was it a different one?
I have no.
I don't know because this agent says
I don't think he was named. I
can't remember which agency it was. But the way this guy was talking is that they still have a business relationship. So because when the cross happened, the cross asked about he was trying to get to where Elan would say that he's only going to bat for him because he doesn't make any money if Jonathan doesn't make money. That was the only question that they asked him. That was one of the only questions they asked him on cross. Is it true that if Jonathan doesn't get paid, you don't get paid? I'm like, and the guy was like, no, because Jonathan doesn't pay me. The agency pays me. That's literally what he said.
That's an amazing.
That was literally his answer. He was like, no, that's not true because Jonathan does not pay me. William Morris Endeavor pays me.
Employee, you would do anything for your employer to keep your job.
Right, but that didn't go anywhere. That was all they had though. But that's how you know you're losing when you start nitpicking and trying to find stupid things that don't even make a difference. So now you're just being petty. You know what I mean? Obviously, if he's my client, I get paid off of him, but that's not why I'm here. You know what I mean?
So
why would I say anything against my client anyway? That defeats the whole purpose of being his agent.
Right. Go ahead. No, I was gonna ask, when was the 911 call played? Was that today or yesterday?
The 911 call was yesterday. Remember, I had posted that I couldn't hardly hear it, but that was mainly because they were playing it through the TV. They didn't have any good speakers in the courtroom. So they were literally playing the call through the audio of the TV. And the TV, everybody knows TV audio is trash. You actually end up needing a speaker system to get that good, thick, sound. But apparently the call that came out that everybody's tweeting is a lot clearer. So I can go back and listen to it. But they did play a very small snippet of the 911 call today for this witness, just so that he can vouch for Jonathan's demeanor during the call. They only played a really small snippet, but it was still inaudible. It like I said, they play it through. They put a USB, a USB in the computer that's connected to the TV, but they use the TV audio. So it's trash. I think they need to invest in a Bose stereo system and connect it to that TV. Yeah, because you can't really hear anything. And I mean, it doesn't, if it turns out that they're trying a case where you absolutely have to hear the 911 call, it's going to be a problem for the jury because you can't really hear through those TV speakers. Thank God this wasn't a murder case because they certainly wouldn't have been able to make out most of what was being said on the 911 call.
That's all that taxpayers' money going for what?
Right? Could you spend a couple hundred more and get a Bose speaker system, please? Stop paying expert witnesses $300 an hour or $200 an hour and buy a good speaker system for that raggedy TV you got on that cart, like we in public school, wheeling the TV in on the cart. His testimony was.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, Elan's testimony was really short as well, but it was very important testimony. Because at first I was like, what is he up here for? Like, what exactly is he going to say that's going to make a difference? And he said something significant that I really hope that the defense drives home during their summation, because even though it was mentioned several times throughout the entire trial, I'm praying that they did not forget, that the jury did not forget, because when I repeated it to two other people, they were like, oh, shoot, I forgot about that. So I'm like, oh boy, I hope the jury.
What did he say?
Okay, so when Jonathan got home and realized he couldn't get into his bedroom, he called Elan. So that was the call that they said that he made to his agent. It wasn't Priya Sadiani. It wasn't her that he was talking to. He was talking to Elan on the phone. Oh. So he got to the bedroom, couldn't get in the bedroom door. So he called Elan at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, so that's 7:45 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So remember, Elan's in California, Jonathan's in New York. So he calls him at our 10:45 a.m. Okay. Right. He said that he sounded concerned, distraught, worried. He never heard him like that before. He said it was an approximately 25-minute phone call. Okay.
Right.
He said he called him while he was standing outside of the locked bedroom door. He said he heard him banging on the door. So they asked, I'm surprised that the prosecution didn't object to it, but the defense asked him, can you demonstrate for us how he was knocking on the door? So he demonstrates. It was really aggressive knocking, okay? Worse than police knocking. So he was knocking really hard. He said that he did it 70 to 80 times in his estimation.
Right.
The phone call ended at 11:12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Which is when he called the police.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
They played a 911 call. They play a snippet of the 911 call. So they asked him, they said, did Jonathan sound like he did on this 911 call? And the witness says, mirrors it. It mirrors the way he sounded when he called him. Okay, so what time, look, I'm going into teacher mode.
Okay.
What time did they say that Grace, anybody in the chat? Anybody know?
I'm going to fail this test. I'm going to fail this test.
And we got to, okay, this is the quiz, okay? You got to answer it as if we're playing Jeopardy, okay? So, you know, when you play Jeopardy, you have to answer the question. You have to answer the question with a question. So you would say, what is, okay, so what time?
Now we go.
If you guys have been following my participation in this and tweets and everybody else's tweets, what time did they say that Grace last texted her friend Holly?
Don't piss me off.
Even if you can ballpark it. You don't have to know exactly.
I'll be honest, I only heard 10 to 13 minutes before the police arrived.
Okay, so do you remember what time the police arrived?
Yeah, I remember the police arrived around 11:25, 11:30.
Okay, 11:20, 11:30. Okay, let me see if anybody in the comment knows. Yes, what is 11:07 a.m.? Good job, Kenny Cakes and Derek Dynasty.
Damn it.
Sparkle
Showed up in my own chat.
Jules McFly, Nita Jordan, 11, Dallas Holland. Yes,
I was really
11:07, Alex? and the cops came at 11:20. So you guys do the math. If Grace texted her bestie, who didn't answer the phone for a good hour before she realized that it was an emergency, if she texted her bestie at 11:07 saying, "I am awake," right?
What is she doing unconscious in the body cam?
Why didn't she answer the door at 10:45 when Jonathan stood there knocking 70 to 80 times? She was awake. She was still texting until 11:07. Cops came at 11:20.
I just had to drop a bomb on that one. Jesus Christ.
Right? So
That's
I'm really
impossible.
I'm really truly hoping that in summation, they remind the jury that she was still up and texting people at 11:07 before she fell unconscious. So even if she was, let's just say she was legitimately unconscious, which we know she was not, but I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's say she was legitimately unconscious when the cops arrived. You weren't at 10:45.
When Jonathan was banging on that door. Call it adrenaline. It's adrenaline, you know. It makes you, it knocks you out sometimes, and then it brings you back into life. Then why look at me like that? I'm trying to be
right. And that just segues into now going to the doctor. But like I already told you what the cross-examination was. Literally, the cross-examination was, is it true that you only get paid when Jonathan gets paid? That was really the only question they had, and then that was it. They were done.
Oh my God.
Right.
No, I get paid with the agency. That was probably the best clapback. I have a
he was funny. He was like, "No, it's not true. Jonathan doesn't pay me. The agency does." So yeah, I'm like, that was stupid. Y'all just being stupid now. But yeah.
I'll come right back to this because I'm gonna play the 911 call. After I read out this super chat, thank you so much, Protest 116. Which another 11 there. You can see it's 1116. So he was also close by his username.
Yeah. He was close.
But thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Protest says, glad I found truth tellers right now can translate. I am so happy that you have been able to see the full picture. All the lives has been on the channel. You can go check them out. Read the description as well, because they are linked to other creators that have been covering this very objectively. The articles that I use on these lives are, to a certain extent reliable, to a certain extent, right. But they have finally started reporting some has, but most have not even picked up outside the Texas that was released and the Correa's got recording, which we'll get to. Most have not covered the chase, anything like that outside of TMZ. So transparency, what is that in some languages? In some rounds. But yeah, if you have made it this far into the live stream, make sure that you share this live stream with your friends, because clearly you are enjoying yourself. Let them come in and get a lot of this info. I have Dani here for half an hour more because she has been
Dani gotta go.
Yes.
Dani's tired and Dani's hungry.
If I was there, we would have gone to McDonald's by now. Feed you way before starting this. But anyway, subscribe as well. And also, if you are enjoying the content, do send your super chats and super thanks as well. Let's go into this 911 call, because it was heartbreaking, if I do say so myself, the first time I heard it.
He didn't even sound like himself. So I do see what his agent meant by how he'd never heard him sound like that. Because part of the reason why I had a hard time making out, in addition to the trash audio, was it didn't even sound like him. So you know how your brain gets a little mixed up when you're trying to process too much at one time? So I'm trying to process the different sounding voice and the fact that I could hardly hear it. And so I just was like, yeah, he doesn't even sound like himself. So that speaks to how he was feeling. Is my point.
No,
None of us know how we would feel if we had to make how we would sound if we had to make an urgent 911 call.
Before I play that, when the 911 call was made live, how was the jury reacting to it?
They just were listening. There was no emotion necessarily. Like I said, most of them don't really react to anything unless it's something that we all are laughing about, or like today, you know, it was already 4 o'clock and before when they put witness number 3 on, and the judge was like, you know, basically asking them if it's okay if they had anywhere else to be, and they were like, no, because I know they knew that if they didn't let that witness go, it was going to continue tomorrow, and I think that's why I'm positive that we're going to have a verdict tomorrow, because they don't want to do this anymore, and that's fair. That's fair. And they know that when witnesses carry over into the next day, there's a high likelihood that it's going to take the whole morning to get through that one witness. And now we haven't done summations. Now the jury hasn't gotten their instructions. So they stayed until almost 5 o'clock and got, you know, we got 3 done. But that's the only time you really see them react, is when it's something directed to them. One of the Asian jurors, because I did give you the racial makeup of the jurors just for context and who, you know, so you can know who the peers were. He was laughing a lot today. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know if he was just being goofy or if something was actually funny, but I did notice that he laughed a lot, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It seems like he thought it was funny whenever an objection was sustained on behalf of the prosecution. So I'm like, why is that funny? You know? So I don't know if it's a laugh like you got to be kidding me kind of laugh, or if it's a laugh like, ha, 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 that's funny. That's good. Right. So I don't know. I got to watch him. But the Sleepy, I call her Sleepy Hollow. She was on her P's and Q's today, though. She was upright all day. So I guess she's on alert now because they already got her in the crosshairs. But yeah, but anyway, go ahead, because I only got like 20 more minutes.
Okay. Before I play that, thank you so much, Dallas Holland, for the $20 super chat. She says, "Thank you both for being a bright light in a sea of lies of people literally trying to tear down this man. I hope he recovers all and soars. Dani, you're the real. Yes, you are, Dani.
Oh, thank you.
Blessings on blessings on blessings, sis.
That's Receives.
And I love Big Sean as well. So that's a real nice super chat right there. Thank you so much. Thank you for that super chat. On to the audio.
New York City 911, police, 5 medical.
Hey, how are you? Is it medical?
No,
suicide, I think.
What is the location?
252 7th Avenue.
All right, so that was 252 7th Avenue, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What apartment?
Penthouse D.
Penthouse D?
Yes.
As in David, right?
Yes,
this is in Manhattan or in Brooklyn?
This is.
Hello, sir?
Yes, ma'am, this is in Manhattan.
You're losing service, I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, it's okay. It's in Manhattan.
All right. So this is Penthouse D. Just stay on the line, all right?
Okay, we'll do.
Penthouse D as in David. Don't worry about it. Speaking to me is not delaying anything. I just need some help, some information for the crew. They're already on the way, okay?
She's Caribbean. Okay. I can tell she's Caribbean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She might be Trini.
What happened exactly? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But she's unconscious. She's naked from the bottom down. She has a sweatshirt on. She's my ex-partner. We broke up. I came back. She sent me text messages insinuating as much. I stayed in a hotel last night. I came home this morning. I banged on the door. I've been at the apartment for about 40 minutes now. I banged at the door. I couldn't get in. I finally went downstairs and asked the doorman to help us. And they let me in via the handyman.
All right.
Yeah. She's 30 years old. White, female.
All right. Does she suffer from anything prior to?
Or
no, she have a medical condition or history?
I would maybe say so. She has a history with...
What's her name?
Her name is Grace Caitlin Natasha Jabbari.
Grace. All right. Do you know what she did or what she took, or you don't know?
No, I don't know. I just know she's unconscious.
All right. No problem, sir.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get you over to the EMS. Do not hang up, all right? They're already en route, okay?
All right. So basically, that the rest of the call basically switches over to the police, and then they handle it from there. You can go. This was from the article from yesterday. And we're gonna go into this injury that was explained by the doctor because we don't have much time left. But you can go see the article on drheinz.info. It basically excerpts everything that we were talking about yesterday. But right, so let's talk about this. Let's because that call, the body cam, the body cam footage that I've been trying to find, but I couldn't find. I hope this is the one. Okay, this is the one. All right. Yep, this is the body cam. All right, I'll share this one. This is the body cam right here. So the police have arrived now. It's 8:20. Sorry, 11:20 a.m. Right? Yeah. So goes in. Remember, she sent a text to her friend at 10:45 a.m. That's a nice house as well, fam.
Oh yeah, that thing is a $1.75 million apartment, which is a bargain in Chelsea. Shoot. I'm a realtor, so don't mind me.
The blackness has not left him. I'm joking. I said the blackness have not left him. Oh my god!
That's a special kind of crazy to fake being passed out, man.
I'm not gonna lie. If I knew I was gonna get kicked to the curb, I probably would have done it too. I'm joking. I'm not the moment. I know.
Special brand of crazy to basically fake your death. Now what's crazy? Okay, I'm being my usual cynical, facetious, inappropriate self. Why didn't she have on any panties? Did she think that if he discovered her without calling the police that they were going to get it in and make up? Like, I'm trying to figure out what the end game was for being naked from the waist down.
Makeup.
No. You understand what I'm saying? So she just had it all planned out. He was going to find me, well, she wasn't even laying gracefully. She was like stiff like a board. Or maybe she stiffened up when she realized the cops were coming in. But let's just say she was like this. Butt naked from the waist down. She thought the maintenance man was going to let him in. He was going, coax her awake like Sleeping Beauty. And then it was going to go down in the closet. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the actual strategy was if he didn't call the police.
Oh my
God. That worked before? Like, I'm just trying to figure that out because that's just a special level of crazy to do something like that. But she didn't anticipate that he was really serious about her being gone. Yeah. And he was like, look, I ain't even trying to deal with this right now. 911. Because he made sure he said my ex. He didn't say my girlfriend.
It's so interesting because I can see why the judge, because you said this on the last stream, I can see why the judge was really holding on before sustaining that Darvo thing. Because Grace was saying he was suicidal, framing everything as a suicide. The judge has seen the text messages. The judge has seen everything. Right. So should he have sustained? I wouldn't have, to be honest. I would have just overruled it. Because what he says on that phone call is Darvo. Like, he's saying, I've been receiving texts. The same texts that jury has already seen. I've been receiving texts showing, insinuating as much. Right. And I was like, so the one person that these damn outlets has been going out to say that he has been emotionally abusive because he's threatening suicide and this and that. flipping the context around, helping this person out in her. It turns out that he was her this entire time.
Right.
This is insane.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that was being emotionally abused to stay in a relationship. He acknowledges and said, we broke up.
Yeah. It was her. And you know, and earlier today, the defense tried to get the harassment charge dismissed. Of course, the judge did not comply, which makes no sense, because even everyday people that aren't lawyers know that harassment is when you're constantly bothering someone. And she was constantly bothering him. She was chasing him. She called him 32 times back to back. She was texting him. That's harassment. You understand what I'm saying? How is harassment him trying to get his phone back and going to a hotel? What part of what he did? What part of that was harassment? I don't know. I'm really confused at what, you know, even with the actual legal definition of harassment, it does not match. It does not jive. But you know, they kept it in there, so I'm like, whatever.
We will go back to the chase and the other exhibits that has been released, but I do want to go into doctor because I want your breakdown on that. I want to hear what the testimony was from the doctor. Before I do go on to that, I do want to say thank you so much to Via Reality. I don't know how to say your last name, but for the $19.99 super chat, thank you so much. That is so generous of you. She says, no need to pin this. I just wanted to say great work, Dani and Doc Hines. Your hard work don't go unnoticed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much from everyone's favorite bot, quote unquote, Emily P. Yes, I've seen you in my mentions. You've been amazing. Thank you so much for your support off the stream and also on Twitter. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. $1.99 super chat here from Potus again. Thank you again for the super chat. He says registered nurse can translate medical terms. So I think she is saying that she is a registered nurse. So if you do know the medical terms that of what Dani is about to go into now with the doctor's testimony, you can put them on the chat and then I will scroll them into the screen. Okay. So Dani, let's talk about the testimony from doctor. What was the doctor's name?
Okay, her name is Tami Wiener, Tammyweiner. Weiner, yeah, Tami.
Sounds like German.
Yeah, it probably is. It's a German last name. Yeah. She's American, but but I'm sure she has German heritage.
Right.
She very highly qualified. Not the testimony is relatively quick because I'm going to summarize it because I'll just give you the bottom line of what she was saying, because a lot of the questions were repetitive. There was a lot of showing of the fingers and the pictures and stuff we had already seen. But she went to Dartmouth College for both her undergrad and her master's degree. She went to Case Western for her medical degree. She had a Cleveland Clinic ER residency, Metro Health Level 1 Trauma Center residency. She's licensed in New York State and Connecticut. She's board certified in emergency medicine. She is a fellow of the American College of Emergency Physicians, and she gives lectures on several different topics, but of note, intimate partner violence. She sees about 3,000 patients a year, and she performs about 300 emergency room procedures a year. That could be surgeries, whatever. Right. She's been at Danbury, which is in Connecticut, hospital for 8.5 years. 10% of her time is managing medical students and residents, would-be doctors. She actually teaches about surgical adhesive because, they said that Grace's ear was glued together. At surgical adhesive techniques and splintering is some of the stuff that she teaches. She has treated head injury patients. She's treated patients with fractures of hands and fingers. She has acted as a fact witness in 2 other criminal cases. She was recently an expert witness in a homicide case. The prosecution tried to get her eliminated as an expert witness, but the judge allowed her. Probably because not only is she well educated, but we don't need this going on another 2 days, right? Right.
And let's not get into appeal either.
Right. You know, she reviewed all the photos, videos, the records from Bellevue. She reviewed everything pertaining to Grace's injuries. So she's well aware of what it was that she was testifying about. Right. She viewed the body cam footage. She reviewed testimony specific to Grace Jabbari's injuries, because on cross they tried to make it sound like the defense cherry picked what they wanted her to read. Of course they did. Why is she reading everything except for the medical stuff? That's all she needs to know. She only needs to know testimony relating to the injury. She doesn't need to know anything else. Absolutely. She reviewed Dr. Chang's testimony. You know, they asked a lot of procedural questions in terms of, has she seen fractures of hands and fingers? Has she,
Before we go into the fractures of the fingers and that, what was her opinion in regards? Did they go into the details of what her opinion was in regards to Dr. Chang's testimony?
They did not. There were some questions leading to that, but every other question, I want to say, if they asked 50 questions, 25 of them were objected to and sustained. So that's what dragged out a lot of her testimony, because of all the objections and having to go to sidebar and rephrasing the same question 10 times only for it to be objected to 10 times and sustained. So that wasted a lot of time, to the point where we had to go to lunch on her testimony, because that's how long it took. And then it took another hour after lunch for us to finish her off. But had that not happened, I feel like they could have done summations today. And that was my thought. But I think her testimony clogged up the pipeline a little bit and slowed everything down. She did testify that common causes of the injury to Grace's finger is striking your hand or being directly struck on the hand by a hard object. So if somebody hits your hand with this ceramic pot, or you strike your hand up against something that hard, like maybe the corner of a wall, or some hard piece of furniture or something. They asked her a lot of questions relating to all the activities that Grace was partaking in with this broken finger. They were like, well, based on this video, they were showing her doing a lot of different things with her right hand. And the doctor testified that if it was truly broken at the time, there's no way that she could have physiologically been able to do it. Then we got to, which made me question my own self, because I'm like, I know I've seen this photo several times before, but it's just like anything in life. When you see something more than once, you start seeing something different every time you see it. These same exact pictures were put up during every testimony that it needed to be shown, There's a picture of her, Chloe, and Shems, or Shem. I can't never pronounce that man's name right.
Shems.
So somebody else took the picture of those three. And in the picture, you see her right hand. Never occurred to me, because in my mind, I'm just thinking her hand was the same way in every picture. Turns out her hand was not injured in that picture. And the doctor testified to that. She was like, there is no bruising, no swelling, no indication.
Wait. You talking about the picture that she was holding her hand up? Let me try and get back to it.
No, it's a picture of her, Chloe, and Shems.
Okay.
At the night at the club. So her hand, arm is around his shoulder, and you see her right hand.
Oh, that was a given. We knew that. We done knew that.
But nobody pointed it out until the doctor. I didn't even know, because in my mind, I'm thinking all the pictures are the same. And I guess they expected us to all think that. And then the doctor, the doctor says, her hand is not injured. So the fact that her hand is not injured in any of those pictures at Lucy's, and all the video surveillance of her at Lucy's shows her doing things with that hand that the doctor testified would be virtually impossible without being in pain, indicates that she did not hurt her hand until after she left Lucy's. Meaning Jonathan did not hurt her hand.
Right.
And she also testified that a squeezing of the hand would obviously have bruised her entire hand, in addition to, causing some type of twisting break, not a fracture, the kind of fracture that she sustained. The fracture that she sustained is called a let me get that correct term for you. A oblique linear fracture. That's what she sustained. She said that if her hand was twisted or squeezed, she would have gotten a spiral fracture. It would not have been an oblique or linear fracture. She has never treated a patient with an oblique fracture from a twisting motion. Because remember,
how long has she been treating for, by the way?
She's been an ER doctor at Danbury Hospital for 8.5 years, but she's been doing it at least 10, minimum of 10. They didn't say exactly how long she's been practicing, but
That's fair. That's fair. No, it's fine. Okay. So it's now established that Tami Wiener is a sexist, misogynist nurse. Doctor, ER doctor. So that's been firmly established.
There are women calling her a misogynist nurse.
I just know it's gonna come, by the way. So
of course, because like I said, the toxic feminists, they're gonna come out of the woodworks like roaches at 3 a.m. They come out of the woodwork because you're pro-woman until a woman says something that you don't like, and then now she's a misogynist, she's a this, she's a that.
Internalized misogyny. Internalized misogyny is a proper term for it.
Right. I guess I'm a misogynist too, because I don't believe liars that just happen to have the same body parts that I have. Okay. Well, call me a misogynist too then.
Anyway,
she says that if she received the injury through a twisting, a spot, through the hand being squeezed or twisted, you would see disruption of joints and tendons. They would be torn or cut from the twisting. She showed a picture again. She said there's no abnormalities with the other fingers, no injury. She says the top of the middle fingernail has a straight line disruption of the nail bed, indicating that the finger might have been pulled back. The fingernail might have been pulled back. She said there's no evidence of any type of twisting injury, that it would possibly be a crush injury. If that was the case, there would have been bruising in multiple other fingers, not just the one finger. And that's common sense. She basically testified the same thing to the head injury. She was like, if this was a blow to the head, the tissue, the ear, everything around it would have been injured, not just that little crease. That little crease between right here behind the ear. She testified there was no injury or swelling on Jabbari's hand in any of those pictures prior to when the police arrived and the selfies that she took. She said Jabbari was pale skinned, basically to indicate that she would bruise easier, and you would be able to see her bruises easier had she been bruised in any of those club pictures. About the head injury, she said if it happened the way Grace said, she would expect to see bruising on the back of her head, swelling and bruising around the cut site, and there was none of that. There was just a cut behind the ear, no bruising around the ear, no bruising on the head, near the ear. She said because the ear is vascular, there would have been the bleeding would occur immediately.
Moment of truth. Before I get into this, I've seen your super chats, by the way. I will read them out. There's no doubt about that. I just want to really get into this point. There were pictures being shown in regards to her hair. Let me try and get it back up again. In regards
while you do that, I'll talk about the adrenaline rush. She testified that adrenaline rushes.
Go on.
Yeah, she testified that adrenaline rushes are not long-term things. They only last for short minutes of spurts of minutes. That you cannot go hours on an adrenaline rush because essentially it would kill you because your heart, you can't because your heart is racing, Yeah, so she basically testified that it's a fleeting feeling that's largely diminished after a few minutes. And that's common sense. Everybody knows that you'll get that sudden burst of energy, but then you crash. You crash within minutes of the fight, flight, or freeze reaction. It's not a constant, where you're just, constantly on edge.
You know what they're gonna say next, right? You know what they're gonna say next, right? She was paid handsomely to say everything that she was saying.
That's exactly what the prosecution did. We found out that she got paid.
Oh,
exactly.
How did I not see that coming?
Yeah, but I guess she shouldn't get paid to be an expert witness when they paid that other lady $200 an hour. And had she come on again, she probably would have raked in about the same amount that this lady got paid. This lady got
and
paid.
She was distraught to not be used. That must be stress. She was distraught.
Right. But you see, I kept joking about the adrenaline and the shock because I knew that was BS. I mean, everybody knows that adrenaline is not something that's ever present in your body when you're hyped up. It's only present for the moment that you...
And decides to come in when you turn it on. And then
right, it turns on and off depending on... Yeah, she's crazy. And she said that adrenaline does not... she said it's not possible to have an adrenaline rush that lasts several hours. So that's direct contradiction to Grace claiming that she was the adrenaline and the shock is why she didn't feel that her hand was hurt.
No. You gotta believe Grace. Forget the doctor, man. What does the doctor know? Grace knows herself. She knows it best.
Right.
She knows how she felt.
And she also testified when questioned that a high level of intoxication is what it takes for you not to feel pain. Just being tipsy, you're going to still feel pain. She says you have to be heavily intoxicated to get to a point where you not feel
Wait. What did their own prosecution witness testify yesterday? What was that audit C screening level? What did she score?
Oh, yeah.
Remind me.
The audit C was just a test to gauge her propensity for alcoholism. They said when she came in, she was sober, but that's obvious because how many hours had passed?
Right.
You know what I mean? She wasn't drunk when she got to Bellevue.
Oh, okay.
But when she did that assessment, and they did it twice, she basically failed it in terms of coming back as potentially an alcoholic. So,
well, what was the score in that test? What was the score? Remind me.
She scored a 5, and a 3 or higher is
that was the threshold. 3 or 5. All right, let's
5. So 2 points past the 3.
Right. So remind as a reminder to the chat, she there was vomit on the bed, and she was drinking all night. She also brushed into the wall, by the way. Mm-hmm. So it was firmly established that she was drinking. It was firmly established that she was under the influence. So could she have felt no pain, as the doctor testified here, intoxicated to the level that when you are vomiting, that is intoxication. Believe a DJ. DJ seen this whole things.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Right. Let's go back.
Finish off what you were saying. I said my time is up. But that was it with her. Like I said, on cross, they established that she got paid $3,750 thus far, and that she has not billed them yet for this testimony. But at the end of the day, she's an expert witness. They get paid. They're supposed to get paid. You paid yours, y'all just lowballed her at $200 an hour because she's not a doctor. This lady is a board-certified ER physician, so her price tag's a lot higher. So, it is what it is. But that tit-for-tat is nonsense because you have to pay expert witnesses. It doesn't matter how much she got paid. It wasn't taxpayer money. This is private money. So you can't tell the defense how much they should pay somebody.
Before you
and
go,
really and truly, Jonathan paid her because it's his money that's going to her. You know what I mean? So what was the point in bringing that up? I don't know. That's private citizen money. It's not taxpayer money. So yeah, y'all got to give her taxpayer money. Y'all got to pay taxpayer money to your expert, but they don't. They can pay whatever they can afford.
Before you do go, did she testify to this particular injury here? What did she say when she saw this exhibit? Or let me ask, was she shown this exhibit?
She was shown that exhibit. Like I was telling you, she basically testified that if Grace was hitting the ear, hitting the head, there would have been bruising around the whole ear. The whole ear, so it's not a hit in the head injury, basically.
Okay, so what did she describe the injury?
She never got to say what she thought caused it.
Oh, because she didn't.
Because I told you they kept objecting, and it got to the point where I guess if they did intend to ask her that, they either forgot about it or decided not to. But they never asked her specifically, like they did Dr. Chang, what she thought caused that injury. No, that was not a specific question. And she was getting really annoyed because it was a lot of senseless objecting, and you could see she got to the point where she was rolling her eyes because she was ready to answer, and they wouldn't let her answer.
Right.
So yeah. It
was
clearly desperation. And I'm like, I'm here for it, because the more y'all object, the more desperate you look. Because at the end of the day, what's the problem? What is it that you don't want her to say?
The truth.
You know what I mean? Like, right. So, and my last point before I go.
Right.
I see a lot of people saying how dirty her nails are. You have to remember, she scratched. That's probably skin up under her nails. Because remember, she scratched his arm, like around here, I think it was, and she scratched his face. She's right-handed, so it could be scratched skin up under her nails, in addition to some dirt. So he probably should have got a tetanus shot. But yeah, that's what that looks like.
Okay, no worries. Thank you so much. Thank you. No. I really do appreciate all of your breakdown. I really do appreciate the insight that you've given us today in regards to in regards to this particular doctor and her testimony. It was the bomb. It really was.
I appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't stay longer, but yeah, I gotta pack. I got a lot of stuff that I gotta eat. I got a lot of stuff that I gotta do today. But I'll stay long. I'll stay on your live. I'm guessing you're staying on, right?
No, I'll be staying on just to go through the chase and give my opinions and read out any super chats that are coming, etc., and just basically thank everyone, and you know the crew. But I really appreciate. I really thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Sorry. I lost audio there for a second. My bad.
Okay.
My bad. I pressed the wrong button.
No, that's fine.
I apologize, chat. I apologize, chat. Could you please repeat the last few 15 to 20 seconds?
The whole thing. I was basically saying, it's nice to see that it's not just me and content creators backing up Jonathan. I'm glad to see that a lot of us are mobilizing to see that right is done by him. You know what I mean? And men like him, because this is a very sensitive situation. And if this precedent is set, where you do whole jury trials with 13 plus witnesses over a domestic dispute, this is going to be a problem for a lot of men in America, and especially Black men.
It wasn't even a domestic dispute.
Not even America, but in New York. And we already know New York is a problem from a corruption standpoint. And now we're over here, dealing with setting a precedent for going to full jury trials over, somebody getting broken up with.
Okay.
That's just
so that's what I mean by
I know I'm simplifying it, but that's really what it's boiling down to. So we can't have that. We can't have that. And sometimes it takes something that we can all relate to get us to wake up, Right. But good night, everybody. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you
so much, Dani.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, by the way, before you go, can I tell how big today was for you in terms of where you were sitting today, and
I guess you can. I don't want it. Like I said, I think it's more so because of the comfort level and the fact that it's known that I'm supporting. I'm being supported.
That's fine. That's fine.
No other reason.
No worries. We'll get that between us. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
So, that was Dani, and we went through. Damn, and that was That was a masterful insight right there to go into everything that the doctor had basically laid out and basically testified into the injuries, into how impossible it would be, and just basically bring it out to the jury. And I'm so happy that the jury got to hear that. I'm gonna play the go through the evidence that was released to the public. But before I do that, thank you, Sana, for your £1.99 super chat. Sana, he or she is in the UK. Thank you so much. Says, what was the mood leaving today? Hey, Danny. Oh, damn. I should have just read this while she was here. I'm so sorry, Dan. Damn. I didn't even read this by the time. Sparkles, thank you for your $20 super chat. It was greatly appreciated. Sparkle says, thank you both for your awesome coverage. I appreciate everyone for being here and supporting. Great job. She did ask not to be pinned. I didn't pin her, but thank you so much, by the way, for your thank you so much for your super chat. I really do appreciate that. $20 is very, very generous. Tamara Allen says, with a $5 super chat, thank you so much. What people are not paying attention to was how he put a blanket over her so the cops couldn't see her. But he's a monster. She needs jail. He's a monster for breaking up with her. That's basically the message that you got from the mainstream media. If you break up with your girl and you don't let her beat you up, you don't let her threaten suicide, and then you don't take her back after threatening suicide, if you see all those things happen and you don't do any of that, we're going to destroy you. That's the message that was firmly sent by the media, by the mainstream. Because all these things that's come out, how many of them continue to actually, put out? Even Cheyenne Roundtree went out and mischaracterized the audio, which we're about to go into now, in regards to the Martin Luther King quote, the Coretta Scott quote, etc. We're about to go into that. Pierre, okay, I'm guessing people are coming back in and are watching the chat. Again, so watching the live again, so a bit late on that. Thank you, Danny. Go get some much deserved rest, and I wish we could pay your for your meal and your hard work and dedication. Thank you so much, VR Reality, for your chat. I'm gonna go straight. Let me get this up. I'm on my own. There's no one here beside me. I'm on my own. Okay, so let's go into this. Not sure if you can see it, but basically this was. I'm gonna go into X and actually read it. It was posted by Victoria Bikempis. And basically, it basically says, Jonathan says, it's just, again, this was the text in regards to the, what is it called? 22nd of September incident is just fake. And let me start again. It's just fake, and I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. They will ask you questions, and as I don't think you actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation, even if you do lie and they suspect something. Again, they run with this, and what they were basically saying in regards to these text messages was, he was saying that he just basically abused her and just, said you can't go to the hospital either. To which Grace to which Grace responds saying, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head. If I go, I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep. I need something stronger. That's all. Why would I want to tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you? Goes on to say, Jonathan responds saying, I feel like you want to be together, as in to not embarrass yourself for everything you've said to your friends and family. Last night, I considered killing myself versus coming home. You said you needed love last night, and I put my feelings aside and tried to give you that. How do you read this and see this as a threat of suicide? I mean, come on, my guy. I don't know. First and foremost, I don't know the context behind him considering killing himself. I don't know what has happened. This obviously is nothing to do with the incident. We speculated that it could be, but it's been firmly established that this was from September 23rd. So I don't know in what realm this is considering suicide. I mean, you said you needed love last night, and I put my feelings aside and try to give you that. How is anyway? I need love too, or maybe I'm such a monster and horrible man that I don't deserve it and should just kill myself. This way of existence is miserable. You know what this reminds me of? I don't want to remember the text that was sent by Christian Obumseli. I'm covering the OnlyFans case, Courtney Clenny. I'm not sure if you guys know about that case, but this is very similar to what Christian Obumseli was sending in the hospital about him needing love from his girlfriend. But for you to say this is suicide is without context is really insane. But I'm gonna but those were the texts that was sent in regards to the December 22nd incident. I'm gonna try and find the Martin Luther King reference. 1 second, let me just look for that. Let me just look for that quickly. I hope everyone is doing well, because hold up. I can't find it. I know I heard it here. Oh, flip. I think I lost my link. My bad, guys. I lost my link. I'm trying to flip. I lost my link. Okay. So yeah, I lost my link. Let me not this 9911 call. Jonathan, 1 second. Bear with me, chat. Apologies for this. I'm just trying to find my link. Okay. So I'm not gonna find it because I don't know where. Damn it. Okay, so there is. I found some more excerpts to the text messages that I read out earlier. Unfortunately, but I'm gonna read them soon. But I need to find that link. Flipping heck. They have really characterized that audio. Damn. They're not even playing the audio. This is insane. So all they're doing is just saying what's happening inside the audio, but they're not playing it so that you can hear it yourself.
I want to take all stress out of
Sorry. Okay. This is insane. Okay. Okay, so I can't find it. Damn it. I'm actually really pissed about this. Okay, so Citizen Side, I'm going to Citizen Side now. Hopefully they will have the audio tape here. Oh my gosh, it's not even here. I heard it. I know I heard it. What the hell has happened? Okay, this is strange. Let me read it. Let me read a couple of the chat. And Yeah, and then I'll go back on my Easter on my hunt when because this is it's strange. Um, hold up. Yeah, I'm looking for. I'm being asked. Okay, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the audio recording of him saying that he is a big, he's a big star. He's onto great things. So, and for some reason, everywhere that I've posted, okay, so she's posted it. I will go to her. I'll go to her Twitter then. Okay, Cheyenne Roundtree's Twitter. It's actually insane that I could not find that audio on the website that I had. All right, so okay, found it. Thank you so much, Jules. Thank you ever so much. Let me. I don't know why this is going like this. I will try and get this back up. I think something is wrong with the chat. I'm not receiving your messages onto my screen. Unless I've done something wrong. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. So we're now gonna play the audio. Found it. Thank you ever so much, Jules McFly, for linking Cheyenne Roundtree. I can't believe of all the. So okay. So Cheyenne Roundtree. I actually, guys, I've actually read through all of these sites and I could not find the audio. All they have done is just quote unquote, and these were like reputable sites as well as the lower independent news sites. So it's very interesting that the audio is played on Twitter, and it's by of all the people to even have the audio is Cheyenne, but everywhere else I could not get it, which is it's insane. Anyway, let me play it.
What we doing right now? Period. This is period. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you really know, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan? I would like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna be out of commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't.
No. Do you understand that? Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
I know. I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
let me just lay it out for you, right? If I'm just gonna say this. My temper, my shit, my trauma, blah, all that said, right? And I'm gonna say I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. That's real. I'm not being a dick about it. I didn't ask for it. I've worked, and that's the situation. The woman that supports me, that I support, that needs to be a great woman and make sacrifices the way that man is making for her and for them ultimately. Last night, 2 nights ago, you did not do that. You did not do that.
I'm sorry.
Which took away from the plan. And the plan is everything. If it was just you in the house drunk, maybe I could have swallowed it. Or I would have felt bold enough like, oh, babe, let's just go to bed. Which I said to her, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm not hungry, blah, 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 blah. Because Grace isn't here. Why? She was drunk. Why else? She was clogged by whatever was going on. You know what I mean? Fine. I can take that. Fine.
Wow. So you listen to all of that, right? May just was upset she went to pub with a friend. Is there any... Okay. It's not established in the audio whether that person is a friend or not. By the way, guys, quickly in the chat, what shape is obtuse? What shape? Is it a square? Is it circle? Is it round? Is it, what shape is it? Please let me know what shape and what shape is obtuse. I could, like, anyone that done maths, shapes in space, they might know this one, because I'm trying to see something here. Because she says May just was upset she went to the pub with a friend. That's not what I heard. That is not what I heard. He's literally saying in here, you coming home with her drunk. I don't think the pub is a problem. I think it's the drunk coming home with this person who is not even, we don't know if she's a friend or not, but the way that this is framed, like, you have to be the most obtuse person in the world. But I'm gonna move on to the next. I can't. Yeah. Sheila K says she just called that prosecution arrested. What a terrible case. Of course it is. We're gonna go to the car chase. I'm gonna try and get this. It's just yeah. Okay. Oh, it's working. Okay, fine. Oh, let me get it up. There we go. Right. And this is the car chase that was done by that was DMZ, and she, yes, like Jules, she's not his friend, and that's the most interesting part about this, because I don't understand what world we are living in if we are listening to that and we don't listen to the end. Like, I don't know who listens, who watches, barring the credits, who actually watches the movie, from that is 2 hours long and stops at 10 minutes. Like, how would you know what the movie is about? Like, come on, like, it's 2 minutes long, the recording. How do you stop where it says where he literally says, yeah, you went out with your friend? But I could call anybody that I've never met a friend, like, like, anyway. Let me move on to this video. Yeah. By the way, guys, okay, I'm gonna stop. That is the Escalade there. I wonder what this guy was thinking, by the way. I wonder what this guy was. Okay, so this is, let me try and zoom in. Oh, can I do that? I can't even do that. Damn it. Okay, let me try and cheat a little. Oh, can't even do that either. All right, cool. All right. Nothing I can do. So this is where the struggle happened. Again, he's putting her back into the cab, just like he said, just like that was said. Putting her back into the cab. As you can see, she's not letting go. She is not letting go. She goes out with him, and for some reason, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong here, right? But I'm thinking, just based on that alone, I'm thinking what's happening right here is, remember, they're going to the BAM festival, the Brooklyn American Music Festival, right? They're going to that. They've got their SUV. Jonathan, something just happened in the car, which Grace says he got a text from Cleopatra saying, and then she was thinking he's cheating. Jonathan was done with it. I don't know about you. In all these leaked things, correct me if I'm wrong. I should have asked Dani, but I'll ask her again on verdict. Maybe this is not even about. I think there was a text 100%, but I don't think this was about. This was about the text per se. I think this was about the fact that at that moment that the text came in, he said, and then she reacted the way she did, which was a little bit violently. I personally think at that point he was like, nah, I'm done with this. End it. You know, I personally think that he has seen the fact that he had a problem with it, with the drinking, etc. When she got up close, he smelt it or something like that, and then he was done. Because remember, they just went to the restaurant like an hour earlier. They just went to the restaurant an hour earlier, and they basically, yeah, I don't know what they did within that time, but they got back into the limousine. But when she got up close, I think he smelt it, and he was like, "Nah, I'm done with this. You're gonna be unreasonable, blah blah." Again, they've had a fight where she has been drunk, etc. That's what I'm thinking here, because what doesn't make sense is why she is out walking out of the car with her arm on, linking his arm. That doesn't make sense to me, because you're saying he assaulted you in this car, but he is getting away now, and you're jumping, linking his arm. What that tells me is, oh, no, please don't break up with me. Let's just go to the festival. Everything will be fine. Here. And then holds on to him. That's what I think is the most plausible here. He's walking away, and then he's like, get off. He's probably mouthing in his mouth right now. Get off me, get off me, get off me, get off me, get off me. He's probably mouthing that right now. And then as he walks onto the curb, he actually pushes her off right here. See? Right there. Clearly they weren't fighting. From the car to here, they were not struggling. The struggle has stopped. All those things. So what could have happened between that little 10 seconds, this little 5 to 10 seconds here? What could have happened? I think it's just way more likely that she, at this moment, because again, we have the audio to the police to go by, and the friend's testimony saying that they are broken up. So we have that, and Jonathan himself saying it. Him leaving the car, he's like, no, I'm done with you. I'm going. Again, the driver's testimony as well. No, I'm done. Gonna get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. It just makes so much sense why this moment happens the way it did. If he had said, because this doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if anyone's seen it. This part where they're walking off side by side, holding hands, but not holding hands like hand to hand, but like linking arms like that. That doesn't make sense to me. What literally seems to have happened is they literally just all of a sudden stop fighting and now walking as if they're normal. So to me, Grace has just been dumped at this moment. She's like, nope, we're not over. I want this relationship, blah 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 blah. He's probably mouthing in it right now. Nope, I don't want this. Nope. Get off me, Grace. Get off me, Grace. Get off me, Grace. And then runs. That's what I mean. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a different person, but that's how I'm interpreting this. It just looks like that. He runs off. Gosh, the way she runs. Exactly. Again, lifts her into the car. She won't let him go. How do you just do that? And then you find, come on, think about it. I'm sorry for laughing, but this is not funny in any way. But this is I still can't. The fact that this guy is massive, by the way. This guy is massive. Have you seen Jonathan Majors? It's actually, to me, it's just funny that he's the one that's running away. But we know he can't win in this situation, because if he does anything else, he's losing, like, his size and everything. She can't keep up with him, evidently, because this guy is practically a, athlete at this point. Chase that bag, baby. Chase that bag. And this is where we have seen this audio. This is where she catches up with Max and I think that's Shem. But yeah, this is Chloe, who testified that she did not see any injuries on her, and and testified also that Jonathan was saying thank you for taking care of her, etc. Max also testified to the same thing. Yeah, he's probably saying right now we are done. He's probably saying right now we're done. Leave me alone. It's just funny how, oh my gosh, I can feel it. I can feel it. It's like, leave me be. I can actually feel it. It's like saying, leave me be. Damn, I can't believe this girl. Can't leave me alone. We are done. I don't want this relationship anymore. And it makes sense to the text messages after text messages after text messages that was, that had been released. Well, I haven't seen those text messages. I will actually keep an eye out for that. But I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna go back to the September 2022 messages, because there was a bit more that I didn't read out. Well, I just really just saw it on this. There was more. Yeah. I feel like you want to be together. I read that part. It says, I will not go to the doctor, but I understand your fear. I will not go to the doctor if you don't feel safe with me doing so, or don't trust me to. I promise I will never mention you. This is not in relation to this 24th incident. This is back to 22nd of December incident, just making it clear there. So I will not go to doctor. Yeah, we read that just now. I made this response with, you can't reject love if there's no real love. Real, it's just lip service. I gave you love last night and this morning before I got out of bed. When you got up, you were not full of love at all. I didn't feel it I didn't feel it at all. You could have just given me a hug or walked close to me or asked me if you could give me a hug, not the other way around. It works both ways. I probably mail myself or I don't know. Kill. I think that's I'll probably it's not really contemplating anymore. Didn't quite understand that. I think that means like unalive myself. It's not really complaining anymore. I'm a monster. I'm a horrible man. I'm not capable of love. I'm killing myself soon. I really put things in motion. I don't think that's really talking about. I don't know. I don't know why I read that as my career is in motion. As in, I put things in motion. If this is in context to what they were talking about in regards to the career of Scott King and all of that, him putting things in motion was he's got deals. That's the way. I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably misreading this completely, but that is really out of place. I've already put things in motion. Jonathan, you can't say this. I'm going to have to call someone. I'm sorry for not hugging you this morning. I really am. I was sleepy and disoriented. But by the fact you thought I would break your necklace. Okay, love you so much, obviously. What do you mean by put this in motion? Yeah, please, Jonathan, answer that, please. You have a family, daughter, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Well, without... There's more transcript from we already read that. I don't know why on earth, again, they don't put the transcripts here, but I have no idea. But anyway, can you imagine minding your own business and you see Jonathan May just run by? It looks more like she's harassing him. Yes, Terrence Beyonce does, but Buzzy Buzz down. I don't know what I would do. Jewel, she met him on Ant-Man. He was already in the process of becoming a star. She was about to ruin him, all of that. I don't know if that's what it means, but if it's cut out right there, then you didn't give me love. That could be sex. You can maybe look at that as emotional manipulation to get into sex, but he wasn't talking about love. He was just talking about I didn't get a hug from you. I didn't get without context. You cannot deem that text as actual suicidal. He's probably having suicidal thoughts outside of the relationship, and this is just adding on to it. Granted, if I'm gonna be fair, granted, it's probably not fair for him to have unloaded like that to his girl. This is why I'm sorry. This is why I always say unload things like this to a therapist. I like, sometimes your partner is just not ready to handle that side. I don't know. Like this expectation of your partner being that everything that listens to you and does all those things. I don't know. I don't agree with that. But I understand emoting to your partner, but clearly he's gone against him here. I don't think that's suicide at all. That's a suicide threat. I don't think that's a suicide threat. He's not saying if it has to be a conditional. This is not a suicidal threat. Of course, she is concerned for his life because at the time, this is 2022. Remember, she likes him. So there is no way. Yeah, put in motion the unaliving is what I read it as. Yeah. I see what you mean, but when I look at the whole picture, because I'm looking at everything that's transpired months later and all of those things, I really don't think it really means. It could mean what this represents to me the most objectively, at least to me, in my opinion, what this subjectively, I mean, sorry, not objectively, subjectively, what this subjectively represents to me is a person in two minds. I really don't think he is thinking of putting him, like, because you can already see at the top of the text, he starts off with typos and miss. That already is telling me his brain is not synchronized. That's one thing. Another thing is, without context, I don't know. But on its own, yes, I agree. That does look unaliving. But if you were to bring around the circumstances around his life, I really want to know in what context he is feeling of doing like this. Because if the person that Grace brought into his life had picked up something that, that friend that came back home drunk, maybe that is reference to that. There are so many variables. Yeah, there are so many variables that I'm just looking at that I'm like, it could mean something else. But that put into motion, I don't know. It seems out of place for the position of the text, because let's go back to it. It really looks out of place. I know why Grace is reading it like that. Of course. But I am killing myself soon. I have put things in motion. I'm a monster, a horrible man, not capable of love. I can't love you. I'm killing myself soon. But here, this is the key part. He says, I will probably mill myself. If that's a typo, fair enough. Kill, that should say unalive. But if that's actually mill, that means he's gonna run himself to the ground. If that's not a typo, that means he's gonna run himself to the ground. It's not really contemplating anymore. What is he talking about? It's not really like that's the only part that's tripping me up. It's really out of place with what's next here. I don't know what he's thinking of here, and then goes into what he's thinking of here. Yeah, M is next to K. No. M. Let me go on my keypad. Because the QWERTY keyboard is different. Yeah, KM. Yes. Kill my. I'll probably. It's not really content, but the disconnect is it's not really content. What is not contemplating anymore? The relationship, work, life. Because again, what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is, this guy is in. I don't think he was threatening suicide if you don't take me back. I don't think he was threatening suicide if you don't change. I don't think he's threatening suicide with those conditions in place. And I think that's a dangerous rhetoric to start going down saying that this is emotional abuse. I don't read it as that. It's really not reading as emotional abuse to me. I think it's what this is reading as is somebody who is about to have his world brought down on him. But that's just me. But I really don't see this as emotional abuse. There's too many variables in just a few of these text messages to actually consider it being such, because again, that is just this little part. It's not what is not contemplating. Even yeah, don't do this to her. You have done again, what do you mean put this emotion so much? Obviously, like I love you, etc. Blah 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 blah. Sorry for not hugging you. All those things. She's thinking it's awful. Blah blah. It's like you reminds him of the most important things. Blah blah. But what's not contemplating anymore for him? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know, because I really wanted to talk about that suicide text. It honestly was, in all honesty, I did not like how it was shared around. But yet the messages in regards, and I will try and find those messages because I know they're out there somewhere. The messages in regards to Grace Jabbari and how she was threatening it, which is actually trending it, because let's be quite honest. If someone is leaving you and you're saying you're gonna kill yourself, that is threatening suicide. That's not what we just read. That reads like a whole atom bomb has been dropped on him and he's just done. And he's just externalized and venting to his girl at the time. I think that's the most likeliest thing to happen. That's not abuse. That's not abuse. I think he's not demanding anything. He's not demanding anything. That's the only thing I'm reading from that separates it from abuse and manipulation to, because I don't know what was grayed out at the top. It's redacted. I don't know what the context behind this is, but again, let me try and find those texts. I know it's here. It should be here. I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna go read out some tweets because it's actually insane. Let me put out some tweets because this is a perfect tweet for this moment. Perfect tweet for this moment. Okay. Steve says this meme is a perfect for Jennifer Majors and the Grace Jabbari situation. Jennifer Majors, Grace Jabbari, mainstream media. That's what we saw in the cameras. That's what we literally saw on the cameras. So and it's yeah. But I just wanted to read that out because in all fairness, this is it's a crazy 24 hours. I think that was being quoted to a tweet that I made in regards to the chase, saying, imagine. I mean, let me share the screen instead. Let me go to it 1 second. Oh, okay. Yep. Let me just read it out. Yeah. Imagine running through Manhattan and it's blitz, getting chased by your ex because you're all broken up and she thought you were cheating. The next day you're called an abuser when you call the police on your return to your own house when lying that code in your penthouse. That is miserable. But on top of that, it was good because they stopped showing. I'm not sure if people noticed this. I'm not sure if you guys actually noticed this, but they have actually stopped showing pictures of not Grace, of Megan Good and Jonathan in the last 4 days. I'm not sure if you noticed that. It really got to me in the last 3 days. Sorry, it really got to me that I had to ask Dani if Megan Good is actually in the courtroom with him. She was like, "Yeah, she's been in the courtroom every day." But the mainstream media, like, if you were just looking at it, there's no pictures with Megan at all. This was let me try and get that. So this was let me try and get that. There are there is no pictures with Megan Good on here. Not that I can find anyway. Oh, I closed them down. Oh, well, perfect organizing, Heinz. Perfect. Hindsight is always 2020. I'm gonna look back on this experience. I will take my L. But thank you. So, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna go through today, because yeah, it's been we have. I'm gonna do a verdict stream where I will have a lot more guests. I just need to see when the deliberations, whenever the verdict decided, it most likely will be tomorrow. Dani believes it will be tomorrow because of the closing submissions being being brought out then. It could be tomorrow. We might find out. If it is tomorrow, I'll do a stream for Friday, and bring on the the therapist. That's the one. She's a licensed clinician. She has worked with trauma victims, and she is gonna she, as provisionally said yes, providing on the dates. I'm gonna bring back Dani, and I'm gonna bring hopefully Kat and a lot of the guests that I haven't had a chance to even rock on a stream with, because it'll be a great way to pretty much end all of this depending on the verdict. I personally, if I was to predict, I don't like to do this before, but I've seen the evidence. If I was to be a betting man, I personally think this is going to end with a no guilty. It's not going to be a mistrial. It's definitely going to be no. Yeah, it's been denied, but it's definitely not going to be not guilty. I don't think any jury in their right mind will convict anyone after seeing half of these. The suicide text messages is very suggestive, probably even prejudicial, but I think if the jury, I think it's just down to closing arguments and what the defense argue in the closing arguments to contextualize those text messages, if they would even touch it at all, because they might just want the jury to forget. But it is impactful. I will be honest. It will linger in your head for a while. But the testimony, in regards to but the testimony by the expert, Tami Wiseman, I think that done him a great service. I think that would go all the way for him. So so it's one of those ones where it's one of those ones where I won't be surprised we're not guilty. I wouldn't even be surprised if they decided that in like 50 minutes, the same way that they came back with a verdict for Anthony Rapp in like 50 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised, because it's pretty much open and shut. Like, how we got into court is beyond me, because I keep looking at that footage and I'm like, that is not someone that's just hit you in the back of the head. That's not someone that just broke your hand and you want to hold him tighter and he has to run away from you. I don't know. But someone in the comment section on the last stream that I done was basically breaking down to me, saying that Grace was she was such a victim that she started exhibiting abusive traits. And I just can't. When you are justifying bad behavior at this point, like, you are demonizing the other person for saying things that do seem like he's legitimately in trouble and not well mentally in that moment. Like, we've had those downers. I don't know what he's going through as a celeb. Like, That life is way different from you and I. So he's probably amplified. So for you, this is to turn around and say that's abusive, and then her one saying I'm gonna kill my, and actually going through and doing it, texting the friend. That's insane to me. How you can overlook that? That's insane to me. But I'm not an expert in this. I'm not a DV expert. I just read it up on it a lot. But anyway, I thank you everyone for tuning in today. I stay safe. I'm gonna read out your chats, and then we'll close out. Black. Yes, he would see it. Her head could have turned to make the fake unaliving scene. Okay, better. Oh Lord. Juice McFly says, well, considering this whole thing started with everyone thinking he beat her and he has been shown to do the opposite, run from her, hopefully we'll get not guilty, of course. Sheila K, hey Sheila, I hope you're well. In criminal trials here you have to prove guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. It's the same thing over here, same standard here. They don't even have a nugget of proof that you might have done this. This is really frivolous. Of course, I agree. It's very frivolous. It's a case that should not have made a trial. It's a misdemeanor on top of that. So, and it's not even like they don't even like. You would think if this was a serious case where he's had a real pattern of abuse, you would have seen battery. You would have seen, as you know, those dating back. I don't know if they're the exact terms, but they would have been more added on to reflect previous assaults, but that wasn't the case. What has been reported has been as if he's been doing that for years and begging her to stay from the hospital. The context changes if she comes back home drunk with a friend, is injured. It's like no, they're gonna investigate you. Don't forget, she has a career too. I don't know how everyone forgets this. She has a career also. It might not have been good. They will investigate. Who is the day? Let's talk about this candidly for a second. Who is the day? The day could have been the police. Yes, it could have been the police, could have been the doctors, etc. But it could have also been her insurance, because she may have put down that she doesn't have any disorders or any drinking problems, etc. Think about it. Just think about that for a second. She might not be able to. Something might have been affected. Who knows how she got that bump? I don't know. I don't know what they were making reference to. But clearly, if Grace said, you know, he wasn't physically abusive with me from day one, it's not violence from Jonathan, then, is it? Like, let's be serious. QT1, I appreciate your feelings. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Yep, black and buttonless to entice them. Damn shame. Okay. But thank you everyone for being here with me today. Thank you everyone. Check out drheinz.info. It should be up on your screen right now. If you like, when you go onto the site, you can get the excerpts from this stream, all of the evidence compiled. I will also be doing a video bringing everything together into a neat timeline. If I can trace it all down and get the metadata, I will try and do my best to get Dani to maybe, I don't know. I'll do my best to try and track all of this thing down and do a video and bring it all into a neat little bow and have the evidence there waiting for you in case this delusional lot kept saying, oh, he's an abuser. You can just show them that he's not. But I appreciate you guys for rocking with me tonight. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a lovely evening, all day, all night, wherever you are. Thank you so much for tuning in and rocking with Dani and I today. She had left earlier, but I thank you for staying this long as well. To finish off this stream. We have a lot more legal content coming up. The OnlyFans case, as I've mentioned on my Twitter, which you should follow, Dr. Heinz official. That I'll be covering that and those ones will have cameras, so I will be live streaming daily. Probably the only case I would do that for, because I don't really like doing that, but this case really does stuck out to me. And I will explain why in the coming weeks. On top of that, I'm also dropping a docuseries on Depp v. Heard. I have been dropping the docuseries. It's called Legal Labyrinth on the channel, and it's been split up to 6 parts. So 5 parts have been dropped, 4 parts have been dropped so far. The 5th part is being dropped this weekend, hopefully, or Monday. This weekend is the aim. So I keep an eye on those community notes. It includes all the evidence from that case, the unseen evidence that you may not even know exist, all the transcripts from the UK case, or the transcripts from the US case, and what they were talking about, bringing all into a neat timeline. And then you can decide for yourself if Amber Heard was a victim or if Johnny Depp was truly abused by this woman and she turned it around on him and called him an abuser. So that's what we're exploring in those docuseries. I've done interviews with a lot of lawyers that are covered it on their channels, as well as legal professionals and trauma surgeons that don't have channels but they wanted to opine on the case. It's been a massive project, and I'm sorry that it's taking this long to really release all of it, but it's all coming to an end. Just 2 more releases left, and the 6-part docu-series will be done. But it was divided in half and we took a little gander in that labyrinth in the 2nd part. So anyway, thank you so much for joining. Take care of yourself. Have a great evening all day. Thank you and good night.